Hello, high levelers. Rayo Daniel here. This is going to be another interesting video. I'm going to be talking about a specific problem that I keep seeing popping up with newcomers into the High Level official Facebook group. Now, I do monitor the group myself and try to help out people as much as I can and reply with any problems or technical issues they've got, but I keep seeing this problem pop up, and it's regarding snapshots. Not the creation of a snapshot, but the deployment of a snapshot. How to deploy it, and a couple of questions that go along with that. Are deployments an all or nothing thing? Do I have to put everything in there? If I do that, does it overwrite everything in the client account? I'm just scared of doing that. I don't know how to do that or how to handle that. Well, that's why I'm creating this video, to help you out understand how to deploy snapshots better, so you can feel confident whenever you deploy something that you're not going to mess the client up and you're only going to add value. Before we get started, if you can click on the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I always appreciate your support. Hit that bell notification. You will get notified. We try to publish a couple times a week here, so you'll get notified whenever I publish and whenever I go live. I've been trying to go live here lately. So, alrighty, let's hop to it here. All right, so here we've got a high-level demo account. Now, just to kind of be fair here, I'm using an affiliate snapshot. This is a sub account that I've created to build an affiliate snapshot that I give people whenever they sign up under my link. I am a high level affiliate. There's an affiliate sign up link for a free trial in the description below. If you've not signed up for high level, and if you choose to, please use my link. I always appreciate it when you do sign up. I do get compensated, so thank you very much for that in advance. But those people that do sign up, I send them and give them several different things, one of which is this affiliate snapshot that just helps them with a lot of other basic tasks and things that they don't have to create. So I just want to show you a little bit of that here and use this as an example of the snapshot whenever we're trying to deploy. How can you take some of the, for instance, the affiliate snapshot that I send you, how can you take some of these cool workflows that I have in here and deploy these to all of your clients? Because a lot of these are generic. They're just used for lead management, contact management, so you could reuse these over and over again. So one of the things I also want to do, if you want to, stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to show you how to take this deployment trick and build your own custom snapshot that you could either sell or you can give away as a free gift to somebody. So stick around and I'll show you that. Now, I'm not going to go over the snapshot creation process. That's pretty straightforward. I have a whole other video on my channel regarding snapshots that covers all of that. Now, one thing I do want to make sure that we point out here is when you create a snapshot, you're not given the option of which objects inside of the sub account that you want to put into the snapshot. You don't get an option for that. It creates a snapshot. It just takes everything that's in this sub account and boom, creates an image in whatever snapshot that you call it. Now, you don't have an option on that perspective, but when you deploy the snapshots, you are given granular control over which objects that you want to deploy to what particular sub accounts. So before we do this, I want to just hop back into the agency view real quick and just kind of cover some of these things here. If we go to snapshots, we see that here, I want to show here at the top real quick. These are several different types of snapshots. You have my snapshots, which are ones that you create yourself. You have imported snapshots. These are the ones that people can share with you. So if you weren't familiar with that, you can click on a share button once you have the snapshot created and share that out with somebody. Send them a link and then they can import that entire snapshot into their account, which is great. People do this all the time, specifically if you have a niche client that you're trying to target inside of high level. There might be somebody out there that have already created just a killer snapshot that has all the workflows, campaigns, and everything else that you may need. You just may go out and buy it from them. Go to their funnel, buy their snapshot, go through their funnel, buy it, and then the system will send you a link, a share link to the snapshot that you can then import into your account, and there you go. Now that you've got it imported, now you can use it and do all the things that we're going to talk about in this video to deploy those objects to anywhere you want. And then, of course, the default is default snapshots. These are the ones that are the ones in there that were by default with high level. And then you have shared snapshots. If you do ever share a snapshot out, it just lists the ones that are shared here. That's all they are. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. So now we're going to go back into the sub accounts area and we're going to look at how you would deploy a snapshot to a particular client account. Now I'm going to be pick on this one right here. This is a test account I've created strictly for just testing and demo purposes with all of my videos in Highlevel. You might have seen it before in another video. So once you're into the sub account here, you're going to click on the actions menu over here. You're going to click load snapshot. And that's what we're going to do. Now, when you load the snapshot here, you're going to get a couple things I want to show you. The ones that say imported are just what you think. They're imported. You got them from someone else into your account. The ones that have own next to it, right here, like this own, these are the ones that you own. These are yours, the ones that you created. And then, of course, these ones right here that say vertical, all of these are the built-in ones, built-in snapshots that Highlevel gives you for creating snapshots in whatever niche that they've got. So that's what these particular ones are. Now, I'm going to be particularly focusing on the affiliate snapshot. Again, that's a snapshot that I created for all the affiliates to sign up under my link. So I'm going to go ahead and click proceed. Now, this wizard that you're going to walk through here is very important, and we're going to go through this a couple of times to show you how things happen and how they work with deployment, different objects, conflict detection, stuff like that. So notice here, this is where the magic happens. This is where you have granular control over everything that's in the snapshot. Now, this right here just gives you a brief breakdown. What type of object, how many they are. Campaigns, there's 27. Membership offers, there's 1. So right now, this is one of the things that that I do offer in here is that I do provide a white label onboarding course. So this is great. So this actually comes in the snapshot. So you can actually deploy this to a client to do their own onboarding if you wanted to, or you can use this onboarding course to train like a VA on how to do it, and then they could do it for the client. Either one of them, the membership course comes with it. So that's pretty cool. But you see all the different type of objects. I'm going to be picking on some of the workflows today. I don't want to deploy everything that's in here. Let's just say I only want to deploy two workflows. So I'm going to choose skip out of all of them. Notice that all these numbers go to 0. I'm going to come down to workflows, and I'm going to, we've got several ones in here, but I'm going to choose this one that says email, bad address, bounce, and contact unsubscribe. So these are two different workflows that we can select. Notice in here that this workflow now goes to the number 2 because those are the amount that we're deploying to the particular sub account. We would just scroll down to the bottom, click proceed. Now here, notice that there are no conflicts detected right here. Okay, so none. I'm going to blow this up. No conflicts detected. Right now, if you wanted to, it has skip. You just right now, you don't want to skip it because then it won't put anything in there. You just want to go ahead and choose overwrite. Now, some people may get nervous at this step because they're like, overwriting, I don't like that word. Overwriting is, it's going to mess up the client. No, it's not, because you've already, Highlevel's already said there's no conflicts detected. Now, what does that mean? That means the workflow names and object types that you actually have in here are not already existing in the sub account. And because they're not, then you don't have to worry about a conflict because these are going to be new objects. So we're going to go back and click proceed. It will have you just confirm because it doesn't want to make sure it needs a human in this process, that you can't automate this in some way, but we're going to click confirm. And right now, this particular process, depending on the number of objects and so forth that you have, you may end up, this process may be taking just a few seconds to minutes. And I've even had this take a couple of hours, actually, when the system was very busy. I wasn't quite sure why. But let me come back in here and hop into that sub account. We're going to go to automation, and we're going to see that they're already in here. Email address, email-bad address-bounce, email-contact unsubscribed. Now, I want to sit back and just pause for a second and kind of let you know that these two are in draft mode. Now, if you are building your own snapshots, if you're going to have a sub account like I described earlier with my affiliate snapshot, and you're going to deploy these objects, specifically workflows are the main concern of mine. If you're going to deploy the workflows, make sure that they're in draft mode. Do not publish the workflows on your sub account. Or, if you publish them to do testing on them, make sure you turn the status back to draft before you actually put them into a snapshot. because if they're in publish mode when they're in the sub account, they will be in publish mode whenever you deploy them. And that can be a problem, as you could see, because you could be deploying. I mean, imagine if you deploy 30 workflows with all these different triggers on them that happens. I mean, this could really blow up and mess up accounts with all these workflows firing because they may not have been fine-tuned yet. When you put these workflows in here, you might need to configure a setting or two or change something a little bit. But you want to make sure you test these workflows, obviously, just as a best practice before you put them in publish mode and start having them become active. So just a word to the wise, always put your workflows in draft mode before you build your snapshots. That way you don't have any surprises when you deploy them back to your clients. So here we notice that if we just take a look here, it's just everything came through. We're in draft mode. We can rename this thing. We could do whatever we want to, but here's the workflow in its entirety. Great job. So we're going to go back. Now, that's how you deploy one object, two objects, 10, 50 objects. You could deploy any of those objects that we saw in the snapshot wizard. You could deploy any of those to your client sub account. Now, we're going to go back and do it again, because what we're going to do again is what's going to scare everybody that's in the group that keeps asking the question. This is what people are saying, oh crap, how do I handle this? So let me show you. We're going to go back and deploy these exact same workflows again and create a scenario in which you, the agency, are trying to deploy a snapshot with workflows that already exist in the sub account. Now, when that happens and you get a conflict, then what do? Let's go ahead and look at that. So we're going to go back and switch to agency view. We're going to go back into sub accounts. We're going to come back into this sub account here and do the exact same thing again. Load snapshot. We're going to choose the exact same snapshot. We're going to skip all of them. We're going to come down here. Forgive me, I know this is just a little bit repetitive. We're going to choose the same one for the email bounce and the email unsubscribe, because we want there to be a conflict. I want to have a conflict because I want to show you what that looks like. Now, proceed. Now, notice before, there are conflicts. Please choose which assets to overwrite. Okay? So when you get this is where you're going to be like, oh, let me pause for a second here. Let me sit back and check this, because there's some kind of problem with this. So if you click on this, you see that these are the only objects being sent to that sub account. So that must mean there's a conflict with either this or this. One of these two or even both of them. So when you get there are a few conflicts, you need to make sure that you sit back and you correct for this. So let me go back and show you what you do. First of all, you do not overwrite like we did on the previous screen when they said there were no conflicts. You don't do that here. So what we need to do here is go back into the sub account. Now that we know that, we have to go check and see what the conflict is. So we're going to go into automations, and we're going to go back through and we're going to see that these two already exist. Now, if you are an agency and you're dealing with clients that have workflows, they could have paid somebody to create this workflow. They could have spent, hours or days creating this workflow. The one thing you don't want to do as an agency owner is overwrite something that they have, because once you overwrite it, it's gone. Okay, there's no pulling it back. There's no doing anything. You better just hope that the client documented that process and you can potentially rebuild it. But this is going to be bad. You want to make sure that you don't overwrite it. So as an agency, when you're deploying these things, it's going to be up to you. You should have an internal checklist inside of your system that goes through and looks at what are you deploying to the sub account. So if you're going to be deploying 2 workflows, then one of your pre-checklists is to log in and make sure that these workflows do not already exist. Okay, that's one of the things that you need to do. Just make sure that they don't exist, and if they do exist, then this is how you can handle it. Okay, just simply come in here and use the duplicate feature to create a copy. So you're going to click here. You're going to say duplicate workflow. Just change it or just leave it as copy, either one of them. All you want to do is you just want to make a copy of the original. You don't want to mess up the original at all. So we're going to make a copy of this and come down and duplicate the unsubscribe. So right now, these ones that say copy here and copy here, These two right here are our backups. These are a copy of the original that we can always have in case something goes wrong, that we've got now a complete separate copy of it. These other ones right now, the original ones, we could do whatever we want to with. We don't care because we have a copy of this. If we click on this, it is a full copy of everything that was in there. So we've got a backup. Okay. So that should be a part of your checklist whenever you do this, is to make sure that you go through this process. And then once you deploy them, then there needs to be a cleanup process, obviously. Whenever you deploy them and you test these new workflows and they're coming in place, you might want to either delete these workflows or I'll show you a little trick here in just a minute here. Let's go back real quick and go to the switch back to agency and the sub accounts. And we're going to deploy these again. Now, when we deploy them, we're going to see that they deploy the snapshot. I know you guys are probably getting tired of looking at these things again, but as an agency, these are things that are very important. You want to make sure you don't mess these up. So we're going to proceed. Now we're going to have conflicts. This is where you as an agency owner can feel good that, oh, there are conflicts. Yes, I know there are conflicts. I'm going to look again just to check. Yes, these two, I've made a copy of them, of the originals, so I'm not at all concerned of overriding these. So right now I'm just going to choose overwrite. Now, it would be nice inside of this wizard if there was a, keep both copy option, but there's not. So this is what we have to work with inside of Highlevel right now. You can either skip it or you can overwrite it, but you can't, sometimes if you're a Google Drive person and there's a duplicate, it says, oh, keep both copies. And then Google Drive does some sort of copy or rename on the second file, but it doesn't do anything like that. These are the only two options you get: overwrite what's there or skip it. So we're going to overwrite, but we can feel good that we've made a backup. So we're going to go ahead and proceed, click OK, and then now those are going to be updated with the new workflows. You can go in there to the sub account, and you can in the automations. And now you see that you can look into here. If there was any changes, you would see the new one here. Now, that's how you deal with it. Just to kind of end that conversation, that's how you would deploy one object, two objects, 20 objects, and handle conflicts inside of Highlevel. Now, let me go over a few other benefits that you can get here. What do you do with these copies? Okay, what do you do with those? Probably may not be a great idea. I mean, Highlevel doesn't charge you for the number of workflows that you have. You can have unlimited number of workflows. So why would you want to get rid of these? So how would you keep these in such a way that they're not in the way and you can always go back and retrieve them at a later time? Create a folder. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and create a folder, and we could just simply, we'll just call it something very simplistic: archive. So we'll create a folder called archive. We'll take this and just simply click, move this to a folder, move it to the archive folder. This copy, move this to move to folder. This is always a good best practice. Never delete anything. Always keep it. And then that way, when you go to archive, you see that here's two older copies. Now, you can always do something with a naming convention. If you want to create a version on this or put something maybe like a date on it, but they do have these created and last updated on. So you can kind of always have these inside of the system as, when was the last time you did anything with those? But anyway, now that you've got these two workflows deployed, you can now move the originals into archive and feel good that if you ever need to go back, they're there without having to go through and delete them, because you never want to destroy anything, specifically at a client. You always want to put them into an archive folder. That way you've always got them in the future, because why? Highlevel is such a great piece of software. They don't charge you. You can have 1 million workflows. Now, really, that'd be a long time to create workflows, but you could. There's no limit on the number of workflows that you can have, so just create a nice little folder and archive them away. Now, I want to make good on something I said in the initial part of this video, is how can we take some of these accounts and now deploy, how can you basically take multiple snapshots and then create your own snapshot from it? Okay, well, let's walk through that real quick here. So we're going to come back over to switch up an agency view and sub account. Now, right now, I guess for the purposes of this, let's go ahead and create an account. I'm just going to choose a blank. I'm not going to choose any one of these, just a blank snapshot, add account manually. So, business name. Test user Inc. Sorry for this guy's here. Like this guy will be, we'll put him in New York. We'll go down to the U's and go to United States. New York. I have no idea what a New York zip code is. And we'll choose a time zone of Eastern here. I don't have time for all this. I'll just, maybe not the best time zone here, but I want to handle speed here. So let's say we created a sub account here, and the purpose of this sub account is strictly to create a pristine snapshot for anything else that you want to add in here. So once you've got this, let me kind of say we can deploy as many snapshot objects as we want into this account and just dump everything in here if we want to create a huge massive one. So we're already in the sub account. So we're going to click on action and load snapshot. Now here from the snapshot, let's just say we're going to be dealing with a marketing agency. So I'm going to choose the marketing agency snapshot from Highlevel's perspective. I'm going to click proceed. Now, here's all the things that they give you with it. So I'm going to choose skip, but let's just say I want to choose all the calendars, the campaigns, custom values, all the forms they've got, any surveys, and all the triggers, and maybe the pipelines. So those are all the things that I want to put from the marketing snapshot into this new sub account. So I can click proceed. Now, checking for conflicts. There should be no conflicts. Why? Because the sub account is empty. It has nothing. So we're going to choose overwrite. Just choose overwrite on all of them. Click proceed, confirm, and we can confirm. Boom. So now what we've done is we've taken all of those objects from the marketing vertical snapshot and pushed them into this account. Now we don't have to stop there. Let's just say we want to come over here, actions, and load another snapshot. So we're going to come down here and let's just say that we've got the affiliate snapshot that I used before, and we want to add some things in here. So we're going to skip everything, and we're going to add, just say, all the custom fields from here. We're going to add that membership offer for the client onboarding course. That's going to be a cool thing that we can add in here. And I want to add all of the workflows that we've got here. So all of those objects, notice I'm skipping some of the funnels. Maybe I don't want to add any funnels on this one here, but I only want to take these objects from this snapshot and move them over. And let's just see, no conflicts detected. Perfect. So we can go ahead and click proceed, click confirm. So now we've pushed in all the marketing verticals and then all of the affiliate snapshot objects that we want, but we don't have to stop there. We can come up here to load another snapshot. Let's go down to these, I'm not exactly sure what I put in here, so forgive me, but it looks like these are some websites that I put together. So right now, let's just say I want to skip all of them, but I want to come down to funnels and websites, and I want to select all of them. So here we've got just some funnels, websites. I'm not sure what they're about. Can't remember. But those are the ones that we want to do. Oh, review settings. We might want to put in some review settings that are in here. Some email, missed call, text back, some SMS. So we want to have all of that. Now, here's where it says there's a few conflicts. So now this is where you have to sit back and see which ones you want to test. Obviously, if you take a look here, there's some detection in the missed call text back. So this is where you'd have to go back, what we did before, take a look at it, see if it's something that you overwrite. But if you don't really care, this is a test one anyway. We'll just proceed to overwrite it because we really want the settings in this snapshot and to overwrite and be the predominant ones in this one versus whatever settings were already there. We just want to overwrite it. So now that we've done all this, what we can do is simply come back into our test user Inc. account. And now what we end up getting here, some of these snapshots may still be loading, but if we wanted to, we could look at calendars. Here's book a call, demo request. Here's all the different calendars that are in here. We can simply look at the automations. Here's all the folders for like contact management for all these. The ones from the affiliate ones that I was talking about. Here's some of the Facebook Messenger bots and the Google My Business bot stuff that's in here. So do you kind of see what we did here? We started with a blank account and then used all the best things of all these other snapshots to create a great snapshot that you can now use to create your client accounts. You could use to turn around and sell this if you want. You can do anything that you want with this, but this is how you can take any of the snapshots that you've got, whether it be your ones you created yourself, the ones that you imported, or even the vertical ones that already exist inside of Highlevel. You can use any one of those, deploy them into a sample snapshot account, and then what we can do is then take this and create a snapshot from it. So if we wanted to, we can come back over in here. Once this is all done, go to settings, come over to snapshot, and just click on the create new snapshot button. So once we do that, we would give it a name. Now I'm not going to execute this. I'm just going to simply say test user, but now we can come down and select the new test user account. This is the one we created specifically for the snapshot, and we can just click save. And now all of the objects inside of that account that we've imported from all these other different snapshots will then be able to be uploaded, or used as a snapshot in the future. So guys, I hope this really is of value to you for those people out there that really just didn't understand snapshots, how to deploy snapshots. Now, I've shown you how to do a few things here, but snapshots are a great way to deploy anything that you want, any updates or anything like that to clients at all. Now, the one thing that I will tell you about this is that there is no way inside of Highlevel at this time to automate any of this. So the deployment, you notice as you go through the snapshot wizard, there is no way to automate that. Okay, so that you're going to have to do it manually, and it's going to have to be done on a per client basis. So that right there kind of leaves something open. Depends on how many clients you have and how many things you want to deploy, but you could very well train a VA or something like that to go through the same process that we did in this video to deploy, to rename, create duplicate objects, store those objects in an archive folder, whatever they are. You can train somebody to do all that and then deploy these to your clients. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, click on the like button, leave me a comment, and just, if things were good or if they weren't, maybe you're unclear about a few things here, leave me a comment. I always answer all of my comments. I just want to say thank you very much for visiting my channel, and a little plug here. If you have not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. And if you are interested in signing up for Highlevel, please use my affiliate link. I do get compensated. Again, I appreciate you in advance. Have a great day. Hey, if you're interested in learning more about Highlevel, click on the link below regarding my free Highlevel course. It goes over everything that you need to do to get your account created, get it set up, and get it going in about 2 days. I also, if you sign up with Highlevel with me, I do offer a snapshot as well as a client onboarding course that can be used by your client or even used to train your own team to do client onboarding. I want to thank you so much again and have a great day.